Let's understand Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023. In this video, we will learn what it is, why it matters, and how it changes criminal law. Have you ever seen an online scam or a harmful video spread fast? How should law deal with such new harms today? BNS 2023 aims to modernize criminal law, making it clearer and easier to apply in modern situations, including technology and organized crime. It updates old rules that missed cybercrime, identity theft, and crimes tied to social change, which the 1860 Code did not foresee. The reform focuses on clear definitions, fair punishments, and special protections for vulnerable people like women and children to reduce confusion in courts. The Indian Penal Code was enacted in 1860 and served for over 158 years. But gaps appeared with new technology and social change. BNS 2023 was enacted on 25 December 2023, and it formally repealed the old Indian Penal Code, marking a new criminal law framework. The recodification tries to remove colonial language and in some places adopts a victim-centered approach, aligning some rules with constitutional human rights. BNS expands and defines many offenses. So, cyber offenses, identity theft, and some hate crimes are now clearly covered for easier legal application. Clear statutory terms replace vague old words, making it easier to decide if conduct meets an offense's elements and reducing different judicial outcomes. The law uses graded penalties instead of one fixed punishment, letting courts match penalties to degree and culpability under principles like proportionality and rehabilitation. BNS mentions using technology to monitor and enforce, but it ties these tools to procedural safeguards where the statute specifies protections. Offenses are reorganized by conduct and harm to make it simpler for lawyers, police, and the public to find the right provision and improve consistency. The statute sets clearer and often stricter penalties for crimes against women and children, with measures to protect dignity, privacy, and speeds some remedies. BNS explains when intent, knowledge, or recklessness are required and where strict liability or negligence applies, reducing doubt over criminal responsibility. Cyber harms like identity theft, deepfakes, and certain online harassment are expressly defined, with elements that help prove what happened online. Organized crime and terrorism-linked offenses connect group activity and accessory roles with different penalties. And hate offenses focus on real harm and public order. Although BNS is a substantive code, it expects changes in investigation, charge framing, and record keeping to accommodate the new offense categories. Police and prosecutors must be trained in the new statutory language, proving mental elements, and selecting correct graded charges for each matter. Court rules may need amendment for classification, case management, and evidence standards to handle technological and organized crime cases effectively. Defense and prosecution practitioners must focus on statutory definitions, exceptions, and legislative intent when drafting submissions and framing issues for adjudication. There is debate about broad enforcement powers, surveillance, and the scope of investigation, which raise privacy and civil liberties concerns needing safeguards. Transitional issues include how pending IPC cases will be treated and whether older judgments remain persuasive when offense elements and language change. Human rights groups warn enforcement without strong safeguards may disproportionately affect marginalized communities, calling for clear procedural protections and judicial oversight. Start with statutory definitions and test whether each element of the offense fits the facts, instead of relying on older IPC categories. Identify the required mens rea. Check whether an offense needs intent, knowledge, recklessness, or if strict liability applies to guide proof of culpability. When offenses have grades, map facts to each degree and explain why a particular grade fits using the statute's criteria and harm assessment. Consider defenses and exceptions like necessity, mistake, or intoxication where recognized, and discuss proportionality when arguing the appropriate sentence. If someone posts a doctored video causing violence, Identify cyber and hate provisions. Medium, intent, harm. Then analyze mens rea and causation and protections. BNS 2023 marks a substantive recodification, updating definitions, adding new age crimes, and using graded proportionate penalties to modernize criminal law, needing courts and training. For students and practitioners, focus on the statutory text, definition-driven analysis, mens rea assessment, and reasoned application of graded penalties to fact patterns. So today we learned the purpose, features, challenges, and study approach for BNS 2023. Keep exploring these topics gently on EduRev to deepen your understanding.